Thank you for joining us today. A reminder to media on the line, please press *1 to enter the queue. You will be limited to one question and one follow-up. With that, I'll hand it over to Minister of Public Safety and Solicitor General Mike Farnworth.
Thank you and good morning. I want to acknowledge that I'm speaking to you from the territory of the Lekwungen-speaking peoples, the Songhees and Esquimalt First Nations. I'm also joined virtually for this announcement by Nicolas Jimenez, the President and CEO of ICBC. It's been 10 months since the implementation of enhanced care, the most transformative shift in ICBC's history. In its first 8 months, enhanced care saved full coverage customers an average of $490, or about 28%, when renewing their policies for the first time under the new enhanced care model. Enhanced care has brought significantly improved care, recovery, and income replacement benefits to any British Columbian injured in a crash, and ensures that they get the care they need for as long as they need it. Today, I can announce another key step in ICBC's transformation: the convenience of renewing your personal vehicle insurance online, and the discontinuation of the license plate validation decals coming next month. ICBC customers renewing policies effective on or after May 1st, 2022 will have the option to renew their policy online by computer, tablet, or mobile device. In fact, customers can renew up to 44 days early, meaning if your insurance expires May 1st, you can renew online starting March 17th. Since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, ICBC has reviewed and adjusted its operations to protect the health and safety of its customers, employees, and partners by offering renewals over the phone and by email, while also making temporary changes to help ease financial hardships faced by customers, such as waiving insurance cancellation fees. As part of the corporation's efforts to make life more convenient for customers, ICBC undertook an assessment of its online service offerings, a process which involved close consultation with brokers representing more than 900 offices throughout British Columbia, and customer research methods which included in-depth interviews and quantitative surveys. As early as March 17th, people will be able to renew their ICBC personal insurance policies, update their address, find out if they're eligible for discounts, as well as change their listed drivers and how their vehicle is used, all of it online. Customers will be insured immediately upon successful completion of their online transaction, while behind the scenes, brokers will review each online renewal for any potential concerns and follow up with drivers if it's required. And of course, customers continue to have the in-person option for their insurance renewal. Today, we're also excited to announce the discontinuation of license plate validation decals. This change, effective May 1st in conjunction with online renewals, will reduce incidents of theft and misuse and will free up police resources which are currently used to investigate these crimes. Safety on our roads remains of critical importance, which is why we're committed to keeping uninsured drivers off BC roads. With the advance of technology, the need for validation decals has been reduced. In recent years, police departments have been adding ignition or license plate readers to their fleets. These readers quickly recognize the lettering and numbering on a license plate, enabling officers to obtain the status of a vehicle's insurance while on the road. To enhance and expand the plate reader program to effectively transition away from the need for validation decals, ICBC is providing police agencies in British Columbia with a one-time $1 million in grant funding towards these plate readers. Funding for this investment is offset by removing the manufacturing and distribution of the decals and keeps money in the pockets of British Columbians. Since Enhanced Care's launch last May, we've enjoyed hearing feedback from ICBC customers about how much they're saving and the improved care and recovery benefits. Now we're excited for British Columbians to take advantage of online renewals starting next month. Online insurance renewal adds to the growing number of service options available to ICBC customers, including the offerings by phone, email, and in person, and provides greater convenience, choice, and flexibility to the people in British Columbia. I'll now turn it over to ICBC CEO, Nicolas Jimenez. Thank you.
By acknowledging that the land on which I'm speaking today is the traditional, ancestral, and Indigenous territories, both unceded and treated, of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations. We're really excited about today's announcements and what it means for customers. We know online renewals are something our customers have been waiting for, and we're pleased to announce that we're ready to deliver just that. This new online service, it's going to be a convenient way for many of our customers to renew their auto plan insurance policies with us. The first eligible customers, those who have personal policies expiring in early May, will be able to renew online as early as next month if they wish. Now, a lot of work has gone into creating an online experience that's secure, seamless, and above all, convenient for customers. It's also important to point out that our customers won't be left on their own if they decide to renew online. Every online renewal is going to be reviewed by a broker, and specifically the one chosen by customers. So our broker community, which has been working with British Columbians for decades, will be there to assist people with their insurance needs, whether that's in person, by phone, or online. And that's not changing. What is changing is that with the addition of online insurance renewals, BC motorists are no longer going to need to display a validation decal on their license plate for proof of insurance. And that's a big change, the decision of which came after extensive consultation and support from law enforcement in the province. So along with government and police, we remain very committed to maintaining the very low percentage of uninsured drivers on BC's roads. And this is why we're investing in enhancing and updating the automated license plate recognition program that police currently use here across the province. We are really looking forward to our customers experiencing the convenience of online insurance renewals, and we're going to continue to build on our digital service offerings to make life easy for all British Columbians. Thanks. Thanks.
We'll now take questions. A reminder to reporters on the line, please press *1 to enter the queue, or you will be limited to one question and one follow-up. Our first question today comes from Justine Hunter, Globe and Mail.
Hi, good morning. I actually want to ask about the meeting the Premier had with the Prime Minister this morning, and there was a discussion on the use of the Emergencies Act to deal with protests, and I'm just wondering what BC's position is on that.
The Premier met with other premiers with the Prime Minister this morning. The Prime Minister has indicated that he will be making a statement, will be out on an announcement at 1:30 this afternoon, our time. British Columbia's view is that if the federal government believes that it needs emergency powers to deal with the situation that we are seeing, for example, in the capital in Ottawa, and the challenges and the convoy protests that have been holding Ontario and the rest of the country to economic hostage, that we are supportive of the measures that he feels he needs to deal with the situation back east.
Justine, do you have a follow-up?
I do, thank you, and thanks for that. Minister, just how would you describe the situation in British Columbia right now? Is that something that's necessary here?
We have seen a number of protests in different parts of the province. By and large, most of the protests have been lawful, and police have been out in force. We have seen them here in the capital. We have seen them in other parts of the province. I think the police have been doing their job. And of course, we've also made it clear, because I'm in touch with the police in terms of what is happening, that if there are additional resources or authorities required, we would absolutely consider them.
Next question, Penny Daflos, CTV.
Yeah, Minister, in a similar vein, I just want to know how the Public Safety Ministry is involved and in terms of the provincial cooperation or help in terms of whether it's the encampments at the border or concern about, future encampments or future convoys, rallies becoming entrenched for several days. What's the provincial contribution, and what role are you playing in supporting police or in keeping tabs of things? Like, I just want to know what your involvement is.
So obviously we are in contact with the police in terms of what is happening on an hour-by-hour, day-to-day basis. I have spoken with police chiefs, for example, here in Victoria. We make sure that the police have the resources that they require. They have been doing an effective job. They have the resources. They're the ones who make the decisions around how to enforce things operationally. Our expectation is that the police enforce the law, and that is what they're doing.
Penny, do you have a follow-up?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if you've heard from your counterpart in Washington State or the governor's office expressing concern. I know it's just one border crossing at this point, but have you heard anything from Washington State in terms of disruptions to trade or other impacts at the border?
We have not heard anything from Washington State. As you know, both the other border crossings are open, and the police are actively engaged in enforcing the law at the Pacific border crossing, where a number of arrests have already been made. We did see, a significant protest on the weekend. There are a small number of individuals down there, and the police are dealing with that situation.
Next question, Richard Zussman, Global News.
Minister, how much do drivers save by renewing their insurance online compared to if they go into a broker? And what's the financial breakdown looking like for how much a broker gets? Do they get the same amount of money for a transaction if someone renews their insurance in a brokerage compared to if they do it online?
I'll turn to Nicolas in a moment for the broker question. But in terms of money being saved, people are already saving money through enhanced care. As I said earlier, they're saving about $490 on average, a 28% reduction. So you're not going to be saving a significant amount by going online as opposed to going in person. It is all about convenience. And over the past 18 months, we've also seen ICBC return rebates to customers. And so I think that's where the customers of ICBC are seeing the significant savings in rate reductions. And on the broker question, I'll turn to Nicolas.
Sure. Right now, every transaction completed online will be bound, so the policy will be bound as soon as customers complete. Brokers will do a review, and if there's any issues that they see based on their understanding of that customer and their circumstance and the policy coverages that they've selected, they'll follow up with the customer within 48 hours. What I'd also point out is that brokers don't just work for the actual sale of the policy. They're really there for the duration of the policy term. So we see about a quarter of our customers contacting the broker for some reason during the policy year to add a driver, change an address, or to do some other adjustment based on their life circumstance. So brokers will continue to provide that function as they have for decades to British Columbians.
Richard, do you have a follow-up? Richard, do you have a follow-up?
Is it time to consider, Minister, an actual significant change with the broker program? Other jurisdictions have seen a move away from that. It costs a significant amount of money. They still charge per transaction more than it costs you to visit your family doctor. So why are we still, now that they have even less to do, are we still paying them the same amount of money?
I don't think it's a question of saying that they have less to do. As Nicolas just said, there's a lot of work that the brokers continue to do. The reality is this. We have undergone the biggest transformation of ICBC that has resulted in people saving significant amounts in their insurance. We have taken what was more than just a dumpster fire, a crown corporation that some in this province wanted to get rid of and go back to an insurance system that clearly does not work in terms of providing affordable insurance for most British Columbians, and have put in place enhanced care, which means that people get better service, care for as long as they need it, and that they get, they're saving on average $490 a year. That's a pretty big improvement. in terms of being able to get insurance, in terms of affordability, and in terms of having confidence that if you are injured, you're going to be looked after with the care that you need for as long as you need it.
Next question, Mira Baines, CBC.
Okay, this question is for Minister Farnworth. This is regarding a question for a colleague. It's about a farmer in McBride. What compassion is ICBC showing to a BC farmer in McBride who's desperately trying to rebook a test for a commercial driving permit after months of delays? He was initially told he qualified for the commercial driving permit, but then when he drove to go get the test, he was told 2 days before the test he doesn't qualify for it. I'm just wondering, what's happening in a case like that?
If you forward to us the name of the individual, we will look into the case. I can't comment on, when I don't know an individual's name, circumstances, licensing, any of that stuff. But if you forward the information to us, we will look into the matter.
Mira, do you have a follow-up?
Thank you. No, I'm good. Thanks.
For the next question, we go to Les Lane, Times columnist. Les?
Oh, thanks. Minister, we're expecting announcements on the changes in the various mandates this week. Do you think the level of unrest here and elsewhere across the country is going to impact the government of BC's decision on what to do with health mandates related to the pandemic?
No. Decisions around the health mandates and how things are lifted and changed are made on the basis of science, not on the basis of mob rule.
Les, do you have a follow-up?
I was also wondering if convoys involving large commercial vehicles who run afoul of whatever traffic laws or police orders or whatnot, does ICBC, do you expect ICBC could play a role when it comes to future license renewals, or are there clauses in the policies where that might end up costing protesters money on their renewals?
What I can tell you is that by and large, most of the protests that we have seen have been lawful. They've been noisy, but they've been lawful. At the same time, police have had a very strong presence, and one only has to look here in Victoria to not only to monitor but to enforce rules and when necessary, do enforcement. That can be in the form of tickets. It may well also be in the form of traffic violations. And over the past couple of weeks, I have seen Victoria Police doing just that, for example. Those tickets go through the normal processing and the fines. Along with that, there may also be events or situations where the police are following up through an investigation that may result in potential charges or other penalties taking place. And that's their job, and that's what they've been doing. And so, it could potentially involve ICBC, but that would be part of any police investigation that's happening.
Next question, Lisa Yusta, City News.
Just one quick follow-up there, Minister. So could ICBC, though, remove the license of truckers who have, or people who are participating illegally in illegal protests?
There's always the potential for, if a vehicle is being used for an illegal activity, for insurance to be canceled or other penalties to apply. And that's where the police come in terms of, the investigation that they're doing and the charges that may potentially flow from that investigation.
Lisa, any follow-up?
Nope, that's good. Thanks.
Thank you very much. We have time for one more question today. We'll go to Mary Brooke, Island Social Trends.
Hi, thanks for taking my questions. A couple of ICBC specific things. What was the manufacturing cost for the decals that is now being saved by making this change?
I believe it was 2.3 million, but I will confirm that with Nicolas.
So let's go with 2.3, and I can follow up directly with the reporter with this specific number.
Thank you very much. Mary, do you have Thank you very much. Mary, do you have a follow-up?
Yes, thanks. So were there any focus groups done or any test runs with the new online renewal of insurance? And where I'm going with that is if somebody is eligible for a range of discounts, but they maybe can't find them in the online interface, they might miss out on those. And I hear you've got brokers that will review that, but maybe it's a situation that can't be determined by an incomplete or incorrect application. So I'm just wondering what how much research you did on that and what the safeguards are.
Okay, no, there was considerable focus group testing and consultation testing done on the implementation of online renewal. At the same time, we also know and have looked at how it has worked in the other provinces, 5 other provinces that have done away with the DECL, for example. And that in Saskatchewan and Manitoba, it works. It's also one of the reasons why the brokers will continue to review renewals when they're made. So if they do spot something, they're able to do a follow-up.
Thank you very much, everybody. That concludes today's availability.